why I did a boob job, a breast augmentation on my fertility journey. First of all, this was actually nothing that I thought were going to impact my fertility as it actually has. I just want to cover first of all that this is nothing I take like lightly. I'm not suggesting anybody to just go out and make a change on their body before you have really had a massive thought about this before and really done some inner work. Just a disclaimer about that. But I just feel like this is so important for me to actually share my journey and how important our physical appearance actually is for our femininity. Not what anybody else think of our body, but what we think about our body. Just to rewind the whole story, like when I was a teenager, I was extremely uncomfortable with the whole idea of being a woman. First of all, like having my period, it was something I felt really, really ashamed of. And I felt extremely uncomfortable. And growing breasts was also something I felt extremely uncomfortable about. And to make matters worse, my breast, they never developed like other people's breasts did. So my breasts had this pointy shape, and the areola around the nipples were really, really big compared to my very small breasts. And I even remember one friend told me, Linda, your areolas they're so big. You know, we were maybe about 14 or so. So there I started to become even more uncomfortable when my friend told me this, when we were gonna have, a sauna together. This was really something that has been affecting me a lot. And first of all, when I say also like on my own fertility journey, even though I'm not wanting to conceive at this very moment, we are all, if we want to become mothers, we are on our fertility journeys right now. But I used to go through 5 years of unexplained fertility with my ex-husband. Now I use protection because I don't want to get pregnant in this very moment, because I'm working on my own alignment with the woman I want to be when I become a mom. Going back to the breasts, this is uncomfortable. I didn't know that it was going to be so uncomfortable, but I posted about this on social media a few days ago, and that was the first time I actually did completely open up and I told the public that I did a boob job. I had been so completely afraid, like before I did this, what other people were going to think. That was a big, massive thing, that I was afraid, like, what would other people think of me? Because I used to judge other people who went through breast augmentations, or they did some other, operation like or surgery for their physical appearance. I used to judge people like that. And now I know why I judged it. It was because I was so insecure in myself, because I had this massive insecurity about my breast. Or it wasn't even an insecurity, I asked a lot of my colleagues, we worked on my subconscious mind to really just be fine with the body I had. But when I had sex with my ex-husband, and when I had sex with my now partner, my soulmate, I used to feel that something was missing. It was almost like I tried to be in the moment, and I just want to be completely open with you, because I think and feel that it is so critically important that we women, that we talk about these things. So I felt so extremely uncomfortable, because I felt I had this vision, you have an idea of yourself, what you want to look like. You have this image in your head, like, this is what I look like. But then when you look in the mirror, it's a conflict, it's a contrast, because you're not there. And that's exactly how I felt regarding my breasts. So it wasn't just this thing, as I said, that they were small. I never was uncomfortable because they were small, but it was this like pointy shape, and they just look so strange. So when I were intimate in intimate situations, just felt like my breasts are missing. And when my partner would touch my breast, I just felt uncomfortable, like, no, don't even touch them. What I now also realize, after I've done my breast augmentation, I feel absolutely amazing, because I now, like, my breasts are not particularly big. They're perfect for my body. They look completely natural for my body. And my surgeon, who, just bless him, like he also did a surgery around the areolas to make them actually look normal compares to my breasts. And I'm so truly happy about the results. And this has completely changed so many things for me. Like, I can walk around naked in the apartment and just feeling amazing. Like, waking up in the mornings, if I can look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for my body. And this is so important as we as women want to align with our fertility, because fertility, it is a part, like one super big part is to be in harmony with our own bodies. And since for me, on my personal journey, and I have so many clients going through this as well, that we have one or several parts of our bodies that we feel completely I feel disconnected with my breasts. And the whole idea, like when my partner Jonas, when we were talking about breastfeeding before the augmentation, and he was talking about breastfeeding, and I was like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm never going to breastfeed a child because I hate my breasts. And I couldn't, I was so disconnected. And I'm sharing this, like, this is actually very hard for me to share, but I think it is so important, because if one of you are feeling the same way, or if you also have the tubular breast, that was the thing. They realized it's actually a medical condition that I had. It's called tubular breast. So it is this pointy, misshaped shape of the breasts. So I needed to find a specialized surgeon. So I was trying for 3 years here in Sweden to find a surgeon, but I couldn't find somebody that actually could prove to me that he or she had done this before, because it's something that apparently isn't very common. And in the end, when I was finally ready, because I had so many fears around doing a surgery. First of all, that fear, what will other people think? And then what if something goes wrong? What if my body resists them? What if I die? I had a fear of doctors. I had a fear of hospitals. I had all these massive different fears that made it very, very hard for me to actually take this step. And I'm glad it did take time, because I had a lot of time to really think and tune into, like, is this my truth? Is this truly what will help me? And my inner knowing, when you have an inner knowing, like, you probably have this inner knowing for yourself, like, I am supposed to be a mom. You can feel it so much in your heart. You feel it in your own, like, your whole bone, in every single bone in your whole body. You feel it inside of you. Your inner knowing is like, I am going to be a mom. That's also what I knew the whole time going through the infertility. I knew the whole time I am supposed to be a mom. And this is the exact same thing with the breast. My inner knowing told me this is such an important step for your fertility journey. Because the other thing that I also went through was, is this really stupid to do this before having a baby? Because I know that many women, they do a breast augmentation after they have been pregnant and breastfed. But for me, every time that thought came into my head, that inner knowing told me, no, this is so important that you do this before. And I wasn't really sure why. But now I know. So first of all, like today, the idea of breastfeeding a child, I love that idea.
Hallelujah!
Because I finally feel like a woman. And again, it's not what somebody else's think of my body. My ex-husband, he liked my body. My now partner, he really, really likes my body. And it wasn't about them. It was about me, my personal feeling about my breasts. And the breasts are very, very connected for all of us. This is why it's so important for our fertility journey. The breasts, your breasts, they are very important for your fertility journey. So I would love to hear in the comments below, how do you feel about your breasts? How do you feel about your body? Not what anybody else thinks. What do you feel about your own body and your breast? Do you feel confident in being naked? What are your ideas about giving birth? Like when you're gonna be there completely naked, completely vulnerable. Do you feel okay with that? How do you feel about breastfeeding? How do you feel about all these things? Because it's so important that we're actually talking about this. I had not heard anybody talk about this and how the breast could affect our whole fertility, but truly it does. Because I felt when I was going through the whole fertility struggles, I felt that I definitely did not want to breastfeed a child, so I kept resisting getting pregnant. That was one of the reasons why my subconscious mind kept resisting the pregnancy, because I was so hesitant of breastfeeding a child. I didn't want that. And now I also know that there are other ways. You don't have to breastfeed your child. But for me, I wanted to want it, but I didn't want it. And there were so many ways that this whole breast issue affected my life. For example, since the shape of my breasts were so different from normal breasts, my ex-husband, I told him I wished for Christmas there were a specific bra that I have found, and he bought me 3 of them. He was really, really kind. He bought me 3 of those for Christmas, and I really liked them. So they were super, super push up, but I had to wear a lot of clothes underneath because otherwise it was such a gap between where the bra was and from the inside. So if I would bend over like this, you could see through to my areolas. If I had a top like this, that was impossible. So I had to wear clothing that were always going up to kind of cover up the whole bra and to cover up that massive gap that was between the bra and my skin and my breasts. So it was a constant struggle, for the summers when everybody were like, oh, summer, I'm gonna wear a bikini. And I was like, I don't want to wear a bikini, and I don't know what clothes to wear because I all the time had to hide the shape of my boobs. So that didn't feel feminine at all. I wanted to ask you, most likely you have not even thought about this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I didn't think about how the breast really related to my fertility. But if you, just for a moment, just close your eyes. And then I want you to imagine, I want you to see in front of yourself this super fertile woman, this goddess, this sexual, fertile goddess. What does she look like for you? What does she look confident, or is she confident, or is she insecure? What does her body look like? How does it feel to just look at her? For me, that super fertile goddess, she has curves. But it's not about her physical appearance. It is about her whole, the energy, the whole energy. She is radiant. She is confident. She is in love with life. She's open. She's super good at receiving, because receiving is also a super massive part of being fertile, being able to receive that child and to receive the sperm. And it is about that energy that she is just radiating, about being in love with her body and just being so confident when she is naked, just loving herself, her body. And it does not matter what anybody else thinks about her body. Compared to her energy, what you now have an image of a super fertile goddess. She may not even look good in your head. It doesn't matter. So maybe you can even do a Google search and just see what comes up when you search for goddess, fertile, sexy, fertile goddess. What comes up? Because I want you to ask yourself, with your own body, how do you feel? Do you feel insecure? Do you feel that you have to hide? Do you feel open? Do you feel that you can receive? Where are you, compared to the idea that you have of a fertile goddess? Where are you, in alignment with that? Are you super much out of alignment, or are you very much in alignment? Where are you? This is super important that we start to ask ourselves these questions. Where am I compared to my level of alignment, how I see this fertile woman, this goddess? Because here, my company, Fertility Alignment, it is all about aligning with your own path of motherhood, with your own fertility. And for some people, that has to do with a physical body. For some people, it has to do with their confidence. For some women, it has to do with that freedom that they want to create in their lives. It is different for everybody. So this is so important that you start to become aware. What does alignment, fertility alignment mean to you? How do you want to live your life? I want to show my children that all parts of us are okay, including the part that we want to change, because I used to feel so ashamed of the fact that I wanted change. I was absolutely okay with mentally wanting to change, like getting more comfortable in front of the camera, understanding that I'm more lovable. And that kind of a change was absolutely okay, like spiritually and mentally change. But I felt ashamed that I wanted to change my body. This, what I now know, is that us being okay, it is about being okay with every part of us, including that we want to change. That is also a part of us accepting that I am okay with all my wishes, I am okay with all my wants, and I don't have to hide in any of these. And the beautiful thing is that the more I have opened up and I have shared my full story, because this is not me from one day till the other saying like, I want big super porn star boobs. It's not like that at all. This took me years. I'm 36 and this issue started when I was 14. And when I was 18 and I was allowed to start to go out clubbing and I was gonna wear something with an open back, so I couldn't wear a bra, I used to take my dad's tape, like builder's tape, I don't know what it's called, silver tape or something, and I used to tape my boobs to make them look flat because I was so ashamed of the shape of my breasts. So the most amazing things can happen when we start to see our own truth, to see what do I actually feel about myself, and are there areas of my life that I want to change. Most of fertility alignment's work is about the mental change, but sometimes we come to a stage, like I did myself, that I had done so much on my mental change. I have completely changed my life. I have, what is it, a 360? Is that what you say when you make a complete turn, or is it 180? I don't know. Anyway, I've done like a complete massive turn of my life. So my life is really divided into two parts. It is the old part and it is the new part of my life. And it is so important that we are becoming aware of what is it that we want. And that also includes the physical. So it's not like I'm all up for just go and do a surgery. I just want us all to become aware that sometimes if we have been working on our minds and we have been trying to align with our bodies, but there is a part that we feel like, hey, this is really, it doesn't feel like me at all. Because I have another client now who she actually already is a mom, but she's working on becoming a very happy mom, the most happy version of herself. So we talked about her teeth, and she said like, I never smile because I feel very ashamed of my teeth. And I told her that actually there is probably a way of fixing this. And she said to me, oh, I never thought about that. Like, I didn't think until I was 33 or so that actually going through a surgery for my breast, it wasn't an option for me either. Like, the teeth wasn't for this client, because it was just something that we had kind of accepted that, oh, I guess this is my reality, can't do anything about it. So we both lived in suffer and we didn't know what to do. But as I shared this with her and she said, oh, maybe it is possible to actually make a change, and I would be okay for actually wanting to do that change. So now she knows that, and that is growing her confidence, and maybe she will do that in the future if she thinks that that is something that actually will change her. And for me, doing this change for myself has been really a life changer. To be able to really enjoy being intimate with my partner is amazing. It is absolutely amazing, because it's about how I feel in my own body as I am intimate with him. And to be able to know that I am looking forward to breastfeed, that is absolutely magical and so beautiful. I want to encourage you all today to really see that image again, to really go online and just give yourself some images. What, as a super fertile woman, what does it mean to you? What are her traits? How does she feel about her own body? How does she feel about her sexuality? How does she feel about holding a baby? How does she feel about being a mom? What does she radiate? I really want you to do some research on that, and I would love to hear in the comments below, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings when you look at that picture of that super fertile goddess? What does she have, and where are you compared to that? Do you feel that you have the same? So she is feeling confident, you are feeling confident, she loves her body, you love your body. That is amazing. If you feel that you are in alignment with that, I just want to congratulate you, because that is absolutely amazing. So if you are going through infertility right now and you feel that I am aligned in alignment with that super fertile goddess, perfect. Then there are probably other things that are out of alignment for you in your specific case. So it's different for everybody. So this is just one part of a full series where we will talk about different aspects of the alignment. I actually flew from Sweden to Holland, to the Netherlands, to Amsterdam to do my breast augmentation with a specialized surgeon over there, because for me, I knew the whole time, if I'm going to do this needs to be the best surgeon that I can possibly find, and I did, and I'm so truly happy I did. And he really showed up as I had worked on my alignment with being able to do this. I can tell you more if you want to understand more about alignment. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that you go through the other videos and really looking into other videos, because I go through what does it mean to be in alignment with your want, with your wishes, with what you want to manifest. Because when you want to manifest something like that, I did with my perfect, amazing, healthy boobs, I needed to become in alignment with that. And when I was here out of alignment, I could not find a surgeon for me, and it just felt like a big massive struggle and out of flow. But as soon as I aligned, he showed up, and he, like, I know because I emailed the clinic before, and he had a waiting list for 1.5 years. So they gave me an appointment for 2023 September, and this was 2022 in February. So it was 1.5 years in the future that I received an appointment. And then when I texted or make him a video actually, where I said to him, like, I heard that you are the master of the tubular breasts, and I know that you have a waiting list for 1.5 years. I have decided that I want to do this now, and I just heard that you are super good at this, and I would love your help. And I've been to different surgeons here in Sweden, and they gave me different advice, and I'm so just confused. And I just would like to, if I could buy a consultation with you, maybe you could just advise me on what to do. And within a few days, or maybe like 24 hours, he responded to me. He was like, I just opened up a spot for a consultation next Wednesday. And I was like, oh my goodness, he opened up a consultation spot for me. So the first thing was 1.5 years into the future that I was gonna have. And now he personally opened up so that I could actually have a consultation within a few days. And he explained to me, he was like, this is not a normal breast augmentation. This is a very specific surgery that we have to do when you have the tubular breast condition, because it's completely different. And during that call, I just felt so connected with the surgeon, and I just felt like he is definitely the guy for me. But I knew that I didn't want to wait 1.5 years for the surgery, because now I had already like decided, like, this is what I will do. This will change my life. And this will be an important part of my whole fertility journey and my life, most of all, my whole life. And then he says, I think that I have a spot open for a surgery before the summer. And he said, just go back and talk to my receptionist again. And I said to him, like, okay, can you use some of your magic to just make sure that everything aligns then? And he was like, yeah, of course I will. And the surgery took place because they emailed me after he spoke with the receptionist. They emailed me a new time, and that was three weeks after the consultation. So I had to organize everything to fly to Amsterdam, to bring my boyfriend, to just make and have an Airbnb and everything, renting a car and all of that. Within 3 weeks, the whole surgery took place. And that is alignment women, that is how alignment works. When we are out of alignment, it is really, really hard. It is feeling like a struggle. It is unflow. And then when we get into alignment, it just clicks. It goes like this. Things are coming in freaking fast. When I was in that whole process, it felt like, oh shit, things are manifesting fast. But the truth behind that manifestation was that I had been working on my own alignment for years before, and then it just felt super, super fast. So that's the trick. When we want to manifest something, we have to first of all get into alignment, because once we do, things are going to move fast. So that whole experience helped me to cure the fear I had of doctors, because now I see that he is one of the most important people in my life, the surgeon. And all the people who were there at the hospital helping out, they were so amazing and so super, super nice to me. So that really cured that fear. And it also cured the fear of hospitals. I used to be massively afraid of hospitals. So that was also a big, massive fear going into childbirth in the future, because I did not want to go into a hospital to do a childbirth because I was so afraid of dying and pain and needles and stuff. So I had a massive fear and resistance regarding that as well. So this as well, going into the whole hospital thing and having that experience for the first time in my life, also cured the fear of hospitals for a future childbirth. It is all coming together like everything. There is always a reason why you feel, or why I feel in my inner knowing, that we have to do something. For me, as I said before, I knew that this was important for me to do before becoming pregnant. And for you, there may be other things that you feel are super, super important. I know that you are trying to conceive at this very moment, but if you truly tune into yourself, there may be things that you feel in your heart, in your inner knowing, like this is an important step before I become a mom. Listen to that little voice, because that little voice may very well right now be guiding you to your alignment with motherhood. With that said, I'm going to end this video and just sending you so much love, and I'm super, super excited to hear your thoughts about what does that fertility goddess look like, and where are you in comparison with that. And I would love to hear, how do you feel about your body? And I'm sending you so much love, and hopefully this video can help at least one of you. That would make me so, so, so truly happy. So I'm sending you so much love, and if there is anything else I can do for you regarding my experience about the breast augmentation, just let me know. You can reach out here in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm all over the place. I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.